Now, many of you may have already started putting up decorations this holiday season, but the decorations at the state capitol are turning some heads.
That's right. Religious groups set up a menorah and a nativity scene, and now a new addition. WCIA3's Mark Maxwell is live at the Capitol for us tonight. Mark, you got a look at the new statue from the Satanic temple there today.
Yeah, Jessica, that's right. Good evening. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas and like Hanukkah here at the state capitol, and now like, well, winter solstice, I suppose. We have some video of the new decorations that are here at the Capitol. It was last week during the hustle and bustle of veto session when all of these holiday decorations started going up, mostly behind the scenes. Folks were busy walking through and some didn't stop to take notice. Well, it was earlier this week when we saw a new addition. There's the manger scene with baby Jesus and there's the candlesticks and the menorah for Hanukkah. Both of those put up by religious groups. Well, those groups not too thrilled with this latest installment, a statue from the Satanic Temple of Chicago. Now, Secretary of State Jesse White's office runs the State House here and all the different facilities. A spokesman for White told me that their message, emblazoned on the front of the statue, that knowledge is the greatest gift, he said, quote, "I don't know how anyone can find that offensive." But two college students who study controversial or offensive monuments and statues, they came here just to see it earlier, and I caught up with both of them.
I personally am a Christian, I'm not an atheist, and I can understand how it would offend a lot of Christians, but it's an exercise of the First Amendment.
I think it's a bit shocking, especially with the board up front. I would say it's a bit provocative, but I think if you're going to have, freedom of speech, this is going to happen.
We showed you the front side. On the back, there's a board. That's what he referred to there. He says the board says that religion is but myth and superstition and hardens hearts and enslaves minds. Both students did think that the sign was intended as an insult or in protest to Christianity. I talked with several state employees who work in and walk through these halls at the State House every day, and several of them, they didn't want to go on camera, but they said they found it offensive to them personally and felt that it was also sort of an insult, that if Satan were to have a birthday, well, then schedule your decoration. Then don't try to upstage this Christmas or Hanukkah. But that was their feeling, and well, there's a lot of mixed reactions at the State House, but then again, there's a wide range of opinions anytime you mix politics with religion. Live at the State House, Mark Maxwell, reporting for WCIA3, your local news leader. Jessica.
Mark, thank you so much. The sign from the state says it is required to allow temporary public displays in the Capitol because state officials cannot legally censor the content of speech or displays.
The fallout continues over the Satanic statue sitting in the state capitol. One lawmaker is calling for its removal. Another is asking the state to publicly denounce the symbol. WCIA3's Raquel Martin is live in Springfield. So, Raquel, what are the chances it's going anywhere?
Paul, slim to none. At the end of the day, they have the law on their side, which is the First Amendment. But that didn't stop one senator from writing the Secretary of State's office asking for it to be removed. Now, he says the state has been ill-advised. He argues since the statue doesn't celebrate a particular holiday, it should go. Right now, it sits roped off next to a Christmas tree, a manger, and a menorah, religious and cultural symbols we see at the state capitol every single year. Now, the Satanic Temple of Chicago added their statue last week. Some people say they appreciate lawmakers fighting against it.
They want you to react. People want to do these things and cause a reaction so they can get more attention, which is probably why not everyone knows it's there yet, because they haven't really reacted, right? But in a sense, it's like you got to stand up for what you believe in too.
Now, another downstate Republican is filing a resolution to publicly denounce the statue, referring to it as disgusting and calling it nothing but a publicity stunt. Both lawmakers say they've received several calls from their constituents upset. Now, I reached out to Representative Ammons and Representative Scheer's office to see if people in our areas had expressed the same frustration. They both tell me they haven't received any calls, but the Secretary of State's office has been receiving calls almost daily, but they say they've been telling people that it is a part of your First Amendment rights and they haven't had much problems, but that's not stopping these lawmakers from trying to push their agenda forward. For now, live at the Capitol Newsroom, Raquel Martin, WCIA3, your local news leader.
All right, Raquel, thanks for that update. Now, the state capitol in Illinois isn't the only site of such a statue. The Satanic Temple placed a giant statue of Baphomet, a mystical winged goat creature, in front of the Arkansas Capitol building. Now, these groups acknowledge they don't actually believe in Satan, but are hopeful the statues ignite debate over the separation of church and state.
There is a new sculpture in the state capitol rotunda, and it isn't the nativity scene or the menorah. The Satanic Temple Chicago chapter just put up their own display. It depicts a hand holding an apple with a serpent wrapped around the wrist. The plaque below reads, "Knowledge is the greatest gift."
I don't see a problem with it. It seems like it's part of freedom of speech, and it doesn't project a bad message.
The Satanic Temple Chicago chapter says their organization aims to encourage kindness and understanding among all people.
I suppose it is their free speech rights to do that, so I can't deny that, but do I agree with it? Absolutely not. You know, I can't disagree with the statement in itself, but when that's coming from a satanic or an occult group, my response would be that everything about Satan is a lie.
Despite the message the Satanic organization is trying to get out to the public, some people aren't buying it.
He is the greatest deceiver, and that's what he's all about.
While some people recognize the freedom of expression, others just don't agree with it.
There is such thing as freedom of speech, but I think that is a little too far, in my opinion. There are other places that they could put it that's more discreet. I think that's really inappropriate. It's not something that should be displayed for a lot of people to be offended by. I would be offended by that myself.